You want a tape? I was just gonna give you a shape, bro.
A tape.
Skin tape.
Bro, y'all hear what I'm saying, right? I'm giving this nigga clear-cut instructions, bro.
Yo, let me hear what y'all saying, bro. He ain't gotta give me nothing.
I'm gonna take a shit right now. He's asking for the impossible. Do you see that hairline?
Please. Tape off. The size.
That's what they are doing.
There's nothing to tape up, nigga.
Bro, the size, make it look like you connect. Don't take the level
Connect
down.
to what?
Wi-Fi? Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, key word. Make it look like you're
Long
connected.
ass night.
For the barbers that's in here today, the question I have is, what are your pet peeves when it's cutting your customers?
Pet peeves? Let me tell you something, clients.
That's what pet people.
I'm gonna tell
Don't
you
freestyle.
something.
Don't
Tell the
freestyle.
client something. Yo, when I'm shaping you up, when I'm leaning you back, don't look in my eyes, bro.
Yo, no,
Don't look in my eyes, bro.
Yo.
If a nigga ever tell you meet him run the back, we all know that's a trap. Hey, money low, drug dealer coming off of you a stack. We all know that's a trap. Word. You ain't put in no work, but she throwing pussy back. We all know that's a trap. Hey, if it fell off, nigga peel off, that's a fact. We all know that's a trap. If a nigga ever tell you meet him run the back, we all know that's a trap. Hey, money low, drug dealer coming off of you a stack. We all know that's a trap. Word. You ain't put in no work.
Guys, bring your order back in this place. It's your boy DSD Major. I got my co-host here. Talk to him.
What up, bitches? You feel me?
Okay, we got old Soul in the building. I'm sorry about that. It's another episode of Whose Manz Is This? We in the barbershop, man. We got cuts going on. What's going on, man?
Snip.
Special guest in the building.
You damn right.
Without further ado, to my right, we have my man Drew.
It's real.
Known since middle school, man. Talk to the people, man. Let them know how you been. So luxurious, man. Talk to
Go!
them.
Y'all crazy. My name is Drew, representing South Florida right now.
That-
Very
that-
fans. Where we at?
He's talking like a light-skinned nigga with a fresh ass shave. Bro. Yeah, my name is Drew. You know what I'm saying?
In that New York weather, man.
I just flew up here from Miami.
I drove actually, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, Drew. Cut your shit. KK, what?
Yo, what's up, baby?
Yo, let him know what you're
Yo,
doing.
what up, Sonny? Yo, you feel me? Sonny the Barber, aka
Okay,
me.
talk your shit.
Catch me at Fade Game, God Brewer, you feel me?
Where you repping?
I'm in Queens right now, you feel me?
Queens,
All
ill.
over.
Okay.
I don't know if COVID hitting, I'm there, I'm
Hey.
everywhere. I don't know.
Y'all got the resume. Of course. I mean, we got the #1 barber in the shop, #1 barber in New York. Feel me? We got Mike Jones in the building.
Mike
Jones, baby.
Mike Jones!
Man,
Stop it.
Yo, Mike, come here. Nah, y'all see it. It ain't no Fendi, ain't no Chanel. That Louis, huh? Okay.
That's so nice. This whole thing?
Yo, you look like a light-skinned jelly bean, my nigga. You
Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. So, ladies and gents, what we're talking about today is New York cuts versus Miami, Florida cuts.
That's down
Florida.
Look, I'm a New Yorker, man. Born and raised. My boy, he abandoned us. He was here before. They flew down there. Now he's a Southerner. So he's thinking that they cut better down south. But we're going to see about that. Drew, what kind of cuts we doing today, man? Because this man needs a cut, man. This bullshit on his head.
My nigga, I'm looking homeless.
Nah, you look like a bird.
Homeless niggas.
I do like a bird.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a skin drop fade on him.
A skin dry fade. Talk to people.
Yo, why you boys got mad deep for it?
Why you boys got mad deep? Why your boys got mad deep?
So you doing a
Bro, you
skin?
drinking? Why
Your boys got mad deep.
Why is that?
Why your boys got mad deep?
What you gonna do?
Light skin niggas get mad at each other. We gotta chill, man. Light skin drama.
So you're gonna do a mid skin?
LSD, light skin drama.
What you want?
So you said a skin dry fade.
Mid skin drop fade?
Skin drop fade.
Skin drop.
Skin drop fade.
Skin drop fade.
Can't you taking any off top?
Mike, what you doing to my man's right here, yo?
Well, this guy right here, simply Leo. What you doing, We just bro? doing
Tell him.
you know what you're gonna do? Keep it dark Caesar on the sides.
Okay,
not
rock the bands.
It's not gonna be a drop fade. It's just gonna keep it blended, but
Boom.
keep the taper.
Okay.
Natural. You know what I'm saying?
You're not pushing no hairlines back.
Man, my name's Mike Manz.
Oh, my fault.
Hairlines.
I'm just like, yo, you introduced your hair model,
Oh
please?
my God, this
Yo,
guy right here.
camera shot, bro.
Yo, this guy right here.
So, mom,
Yo, man.
for men's health.
Talk to the ladies, man. Talk to the ladies.
This
man.
guy Chad.
Nah,
Chad.
You wiped up?
Yes.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, yo, you trying to get
He's unavailable.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm lit right now. I ain't know. My bad. I bet.
I'm Chad, stupid. I live around the corner. Well, I used to. live in Kew Gardens now.
You're about to call it. That's none of your business, though. None of your business.
I've been coming to Mike for about like 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, so that means
Nah, it's like 8.
You doing something right.
Yeah, 8 years.
Since he's been one of the first customers. since
Oh,
I've
you
been
went to
there.
public school too?
Nah.
See?
Count to 8. That's crazy.
Why you got on Marion though?
So that's since you've been out here.
Yeah,
I'll be
came
sure.
here.
Oh, my fault.
I'll be
Right.
sure.
Quincy.
Alright, so real quick, I want to hear who cuts better. New York or Florida? Who cuts better?
Oh, New York.
New York.
Damn, yo,
New York got it.
I heard a lot of New York. I heard one Florida.
New York.
I guess
I'm just
I'm
saying.
the only one from Florida.
Nah, not even, bro. You know what it is. I got a little bit of Florida training.
Nah, so that's not
But
fair.
I would say New
There's
York.
only one Florida there. Everybody from New York here. You gotta have somebody. You gotta have his Floridian team.
I'm telling you, bro. I
You gotta
cut
battle,
out
bro.
there.
You gotta
See,
battle.
I'm gonna stay right here because the nigga from Florida is cutting my head, so I'm neutral status.
He's
right
smart.
now.
New
York?
York.
Okay.
Okay.
Florida?
Yo, speaking of the nigga from Florida, Drew, please give the people your backstory, man. Let them know what inspired you to start cutting your hair in the first place. Why are you a barber, bro?
And shout out to IG.
Well, if you guys want to look me up on IG, it's Blurry Fades Drew.
Mhm.
Can you not touch me, please?
Man.
All that out for got you
Come on,
feeling.
Casa de Lobe.
I mean,
Casa is not your amigo, right?
Casa is not your amigo.
What type of show is this now?
I'm trying to figure it out.
What's going on here?
Yeah, Drew, so talk to us, man. Talk to us, man.
Got it. So barbering for me, it was just something that I liked since I was younger. I started just cutting when I was here in New York. I started out in Brooklyn cutting out with some of my friends. They had a shop, so I was just doing simple things, just like shape ups. Wanted to get further into it, but unfortunately, my father, he passed at that time.
Sorry to hear that.
I wasn't able to go ahead and go to school, so I ended up having to work. So it wasn't until I got to Colorado when I moved out to Denver doing cutting over there, I got back into it. So I fell in love with it, got into Florida, and I started doing more. So I just like actually cutting hair, like making people look nice, and I do very well and I get paid well.
So your first few cuts started in New York.
Yes, I started here in New York originally.
Would you say your skills have grown more in New York or abroad?
Actually, my skills grew a lot more in Florida than it did in Denver and here in New York.
What's the reason? Whose tutelage were you under? Like,
So I started off like I said with my people that aren't even around no more.
Gotcha.
So I started off with them in Brooklyn, and they just taught me the basics. So when I would ask other questions, a lot of the times, like I don't know, I guess I figured now it was just that people didn't like to go ahead and give knowledge to others.
Gotcha.
I wasn't able to go ahead and get that from people over there.
Gotcha.
When I was in Florida, being with the shop owner that I work for now, his name is Mark the Barber. He didn't even hesitate to sit there and actually teach me and show me every trick to make it to where I'm at today. And he was willing to share that knowledge. And that's a guy who he cuts Diddy, he cuts Will Smith.
Shit,
He actually is out there. So I mean, I would tell y'all to look him up too, Mark the Barber and Blurry Barbershop, because we're the best in South Florida.
That's the best thing about the vets. Whether you cutting hair, you playing ball, you're a rapper. The ones that do the things that you can't do, that you attain to do, it's best if they can teach you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We need those people that reach back and help people out. You agree?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been following Mark for a while. He's been one of my influences, like Marcus, and you got Rob the Original.
Yeah.
You got a ton of these magnificent barbers, bro. I'm talking about designs that you're talking about the Last Supper.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah,
I'm talking
Rob
about.
the
I want to do that, but
They do this design to the Last Supper.
Yeah, we did the last.
Yo, I don't think I heard that. I'm gonna say it again. Yo, Mike Jones, who? Mike Jones? He said that he knows a barber that literally does the Last Supper as a haircut.
Yeah.
That's nuts, yo. That's crazy.
That's
prestige right there, bro.
Transitioning to you, Mike. Talking about your inspirations and what got you into barbering. Talk to us, man.
What got me into barbering? Hit him with it. Now let me stop lying. It's KK got me into barbering.
No funny
Not
shit?
front.
This
No
nigga?
funny shit. No funny shit.
Yo,
This
man,
guy-
shut up.
Nah, I'm not
Oh,
gonna
man.
lie. I was doing, you know what I mean? I was in different shit in my life, and KK was like, "Yo, Mike, I know you know how to fucking cut hair. Come to the shop." I went to the shop.
What was the shop first? Be real.
What was the
What
shop?
was it supposed to be? The garage, nigga.
For real?
Yeah. We were supposed to have a little start in the garage, but then he went to Marines and poof, disappeared. So,
Shout out.
I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, he's a magician.
Right.
KK knows how to disappear on niggas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Facts.
top goal.
That is
It's
facts.
all love, though.
Right?
Yeah, no shade.
He brought me to the shop and was like, if Mike, he introduced me to everybody, and I shake myself up, cut my own hair.
Fire.
Put your own shit.
Fire.
So you already know I
Nobody
think so
touches
beautiful from the jump.
Nobody touches my hair.
Fire. Mike been fire. Mike
Nobody
been
touches my
fire.
hair. I mean, now they braid my hair across the street, but nobody touches my hair. But I came there, they was like, oh, word? Boom. I've never put the clippers down since.
Now your question, when it comes to your guys' passion, right?
Like
Is it just cutting the hair, or is it also the environment too around you? You know what I'm saying? Like the conversation.
That's a big
facts.
That's a good
It's
topic.
the
You
biggest
talking
thing
about
that I would say is that, like, for us in Florida, we got a lot of people that, especially since this pandemic has happened, I've had a lot of my customers that come up to me. Some of them lost their jobs completely.
Right.
Had nothing.
Yeah.
I went ahead and I was giving out free cuts to people just
Right.
because I knew they were trying to get back on their feet. They really couldn't.
Let's clap that up right there. Let's clap that up right there, bro. Let's clap that up right there.
So I wonder why we friends and then you say some shit like that, and this one.
I be thinking the same thing too. You say some shit like that.
I
You
paid
stick
my
around.
You agree?
Yeah, you
Gotta
stick
pay.
around. You stick around. You stick around.
Gotta pay respect.
Came to my house and I still paid it.
But before we even
If
get
you love your barber, that's dedication, bro. For real. Especially what's going on. Our passion, our trade is
It's
really
very
important
simple.
for right
It's-
now,
It's
bro.
not that it's
Yo,
not important.
yo,
but
you know,
the
Nah,
thing
I
is
ain't gonna lie,
that,
I know
no,
what you're
just
saying.
give me 1 second, bro. Honestly, the job is very selfless at times. Not just because, like, one, everybody comes in with problems. We all have them.
It's customer
It's nothing
service.
different.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact that you don't know what that person's going through. Somebody could
Right.
be wanting to lose their life that day, and that simple haircut could actually change their
Right.
image and make them realize how much they're worth. So to me, you're not only doing customer service, but it's literally blessing somebody's hairline. It's literally giving back something that they might be losing outside that we don't understand.
Right.
So to me, I enjoy that.
Something in insecurity or right.
I want to speak to what you said and then Kiki, we'll let you introduce yourself to the people as well. Speaking of what you said, that's a fact, because I know anytime I go get a cut, man, just for Barber lace my shit up right, I walk in there like, I feel good, man. I can go on a job interview, I can go talk to a girl, like, you know, it changes your mood, it affects the rest of your day, the rest of your week, so it definitely has a greater effect than just, oh, you just going to get a cut. So.
Yo, if your client come in the barbershop and he forget his hat,
Right.
you done it. You did your
Yes.
thing,
Yeah.
bro.
You did a
If
good job.
he take his hat and say, alright, bro,
Yeah.
You walk out?
Yeah.
yup, switch career.
Yup.
Switch career.
Yo,
Whatever.
you know you did a good job when the nigga just want to be seen.
Right.
Bro, anytime I get my
No, hold up. They do
I just
this.
be up at the bus stop like,
They do phone. They pull out their phone.
my head up,
Right.
yo,
Oh, shit.
Yo, no funny shit. No funny
Mike
shit.
got me late.
Niggas be doing Instagram live videos after they cut. Yeah, send them my ball. You feel me? Chill, yo.
Looking
Chill,
like you
chill,
got
man,
cut by
right.
the Lord.
By the Lord himself.
Lord, oh God.
But
Nah, they say, yo, you fucking my mama?
Nah.
oh shit.
Mm.
Oh shit. Yo, we got a third barber though.
Respectfully?
KK, before we get
Yo,
into
what's
the
up, bro?
actual cuts, man,
Yes, sir.
let people know how you started barbering. I mean, we know you put Mike on, but
Yo,
how did you start barbering? Who put you on?
truth be told, bro, it's a funny story, man. I was in South Carolina.
We like funny stories.
Nah, it's stupid. Some child. I've been cutting hair for a long time. I just never told nobody. I would cut my cousins, my little brother, and things of that nature. But yo, I took the scissors when I was younger, and freaking just I don't know what I was doing. My grandma picked me up in the morning. I had Pikachu dots all through my head. Took me to the barbershop. They're like, yo, you're gonna be a barber. That shit stuck with me, bro. For real, for real. But when after we graduated high school, something I didn't know what else to do, bro. Nassau was kicking it, like college was hitting it. But I don't know,
Hey,
man.
you could have done a whole bunch of wrong shit. So
That's
right.
facts.
I'm glad my nigga picked up the clippers and scissors and started to lay shit up. Real quick, before we even get into these cuts, let's talk about more about the barbershop environment and why people come to the shop just to chill. A lot of people come, they don't even get cuts. It's therapeutic.
What's the reason for that? Think about that.
Alright.
Going around for everybody. Start with yourself.
For me personally, man,
There's a lot
like,
of reasons.
when I was living in Brooklyn, yo, my barber had a shop open at 12 o'clock at night. Niggas come through, you can smoke weed, drinking, like just chilling. Like he might not be working necessarily, but if you needed a cut and he know you like that, yo, I just got off work, bro. Let me get a quick cut. I'm going out tomorrow. I got you. Sit down. Niggas is chilling, have a conversation. You talking about your week. You building a bond. It's more than just a barbershop. It's like a community.
Right.
For men. Strictly for men.
For black men.
Yes.
For minorities.
It's straying away from that more so nowadays.
You feel me?
No, to this day, I think it's still safe for you to this day. It applies on TV. Even some barbershops actually have beer. They be selling beer. Yo, you want a beer too?
Bro, yo, you don't even need the TV. It's the conversation.
Barbershop.
It's a bonding.
Yes.
I mean, yo, the barbershops in Brooklyn, used to have them little niggas that be running the street selling drugs, doing their crazy shit.
Right.
The barbershop owners, yo, come in here, sit down, relax. Watch the TV, watch the game with us. Get out the street. The barbershop takes people out the street sometimes.
Right.
What are
We're
you talking
the
about back in the
cornerstone
day,
of the
bro?
neighborhoods, bro. I said I disagreed as far as being a man.
You talking about like 20
It's not like
years
how
ago,
was 10, 15 years ago when it was
That shit
strictly
don't happen.
grandfathers, fathers bringing
I
their
mean,
sons. You got a lot of moms now bringing
See,
their
not
sons,
talking
bringing
about the
their
original
grandfathers.
barbershop. The original.
That's what he said. He said it was a man's
Yeah.
escape.
I mean,
It used to be.
Well, I mean,
Big head.
when we was
Now
growing
got
up,
moms, got
it was
grandmas,
like
you
that.
know.
When we was growing up, it was like that.
Exactly.
I mean, but even
now,
when I go to the barbershop now, I mean, it depends where you go. It depends where you go. Everywhere is different. For me.
There are two
I come here
things.
for one reason:
Was
to
it?
get a cut and make fun of Jay.
Okay.
Some of that shit too.
But you build that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny.
You know what I'm saying? You build a relationship
I mean,
with the clientele, with
Yeah,
the
if I
barbers.
could be honest, I think the best thing about barbershops is you really never know who you're gonna be.
That's
Reality
facts.
is that somebody could walk in, you give them the best haircut of their life. Next thing you know, you might need something. That person's gonna be the one to help provide it to you.
That's a fact.
It's networking. Above anything, it's just about being able to meet somebody that you don't know if you'll ever either see them again if they don't enjoy the cut, but if they really do, they actually can become an essential part of your life.
That's correct.
Check.
And vice versa.
I got two
them
things.
as well.
I got two things to say. I think that barbershops are underrated when it comes to they do help a lot when it comes to raising a man, and two, it's therapeutic for the man itself too. At the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
How many times you come to your barbershop, you tell them about your day, what's going on at home, at work,
Like
stuff like that,
therapists.
therapist just for a little bit. You stand there for
Like
at least minimum 45
yo,
minutes.
dudes used to come to barbershop just to get away from the wife.
Right. That part too. That's what I mean.
Just a bull. Wanted to get a cut.
That's a
Like,
fact.
yeah, oh, nah, he had too much customers. I ain't couldn't get a cut today. He'll be at the shop all
Playing
day.
checkers.
You don't care.
Try some crazy shit.
Drinking, everything.
Going back to what Old Soul said about it being therapeutic, like a lot of niggas don't like going to therapy. So like
That's
in the minority community, myself included, I don't want to go talk to somebody about my problems because how I know you know about my problems, how we relate. I don't know your backstory. You don't know my backstory. You telling me how to cure my problems, how to alleviate my stress. No. But when you go to the barbershop, you don't even realize it's therapy.
But you know
If
what
you
else?
bond
Big
with your
Joe?
barber like that, and he listens to your problems, and he giving you advice.
Right.
That's a therapy session.
Right. But you know what else? We deal with politics, religion, all sorts of information that you can sit in a barbershop for an hour and retain information that you didn't even
That's
know
a
from
fact.
other brothers.
That's a fact.
They're educated in different.
It's also
You
a
know what I'm saying?
non-judgment zone.
You know,
That part.
Right. You know, and especially with how things are today, that a lot of things are so sensitive, you're not able to really speak about something. A barbershop has always been that environment, a pillar of the
Yeah, it's
community
like the
where you're
Dave
able
Chappelle.
to speak,
Like-
say what you gotta say, and you can actually say it freely without somebody looking at you sideways. Because one barber might feel one way, might feel similar, the other one may not be able to discuss it and actually not have such a big deal.
Of course.
So that's the biggest thing about it.
You build tougher skin in the barbershop too, because niggas will cut your ass.
Yeah.
Niggas will cut your ass and send you
Nah,
out there
Yeah,
with the
tough
arms.
skin.
So when they get your ass in the
Tough
street, you
skin.
gonna cut it out. My barber don't flame me. No, I'm good, bro.
That's a
I'm
fact.
good.
And for some reason, a lot of the LA influence still comes from barbers all the time when it comes to bringing in young kids and always telling them, do better in your life. They're always into the community too. There's some barbers that are so invested sometimes they're actually really affiliated with the schools too, which is a beautiful thing. They are very much unappreciated and they are definitely essential to us, especially when it comes to minority. I've heard great fucking stories numerous times about who's been here since 5 years old and still going to be 25. And the thing is, to me, honestly, it's more intimate than you think it is, honestly, for a man. You know what I'm saying? If you've been going to a barber since you were 15,
Right.
and I'm going to be 30 going to the same dude for 15 years,
Right.
I'm sorry.
That's a relationship.
I don't want to trade that.
That's a
I'm sorry.
personal built relationship,
But
bro.
like I said though, you hit the nail on the head. Like you go to the barber, for example, I had a lot of jobs in my life, but every time I get a cut, it's it's a presentation of myself, and they're like, wow, you know, he got a nice haircut, he dressed well. You always judge somebody on first look, so just having a good haircut, it speaks volumes.
So ask him as a client, how do you feel about barbers? Do you think
Oh, I love
what level do you put us as importance in?
Oh no, it's essential. Like you said, it's up there. Like especially for black people. If you don't realize, like he said, bro, you go on Instagram and Snap. As soon as the brother get a haircut, yo, you see me, bro. You know where I'm at tonight, bro.
Freshness, yo, you see the waves?
Yeah, it's over. It's
Niggas
like
get
they hit the
their
club,
ass
they
and
get
do-rags
it.
after they get their cut. Bro. It's like, yo, see me.
No do-rag.
See me.
But it just, I just love the barbershop, to be honest. Like right now, I'm going through something. I'm not sure. I hope she don't watch this podcast, but it's real shit though. When I'm coming in, you got face cover, but this is the outlet. It feels good. So when I go home and she want to yell,
You came to get some shit off today. That's what you came to. Well, let me ask you a question, man.
Perfect timing.
You been getting cut by
I
Mike.
didn't even know. I was like, yo, you want to come get this cup for free? And he's like,
Hell yeah. Yo. So you been getting cut by Mike a lot. So you're not worried. You're not gonna be surprised what he's gonna do. You prepared.
Yeah, facts.
You, on the other hand, has never got cut by Drew before. He's a down south barber now, guys. Down south. Are you nervous? This nigga did a deep breath / don't. I've never seen one of those.
what was that?
I trust him.
Okay, Drew, commence.
Commence, go ahead.
Please.
Alright.
Commence what?
The beginning?
Yeah, please.
Oh, because I've been waiting. Like, can I start?
Yeah.
Start on both sides.
You know, we gotta bullshit. We gotta bullshit a little bit, make the people
So
wait.
we got a mid-skin fade.
As you can
You
see,
got it, what, skin tape or light
ladies
tape?
and gentlemen, we have the
Skin
clippers
tape,
to
Got skin tape,
This
the afro.
nigga's real still right now. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, Drew's apron looks serious though, man. He look like he know what he's doing. He got the scissors in the chest pocket.
I like the case too, man.
He's drip crazy. Hey yo guys, go on Instagram, follow Blurry Fades. Yo, I like the way your presentation, man. Brandon.
I appreciate it.
Brandon, see, he's a professional with Blurry Fades, man. Definitely check him out. I've known Drew for a long time, since middle school, man. We used to move friends' crib. He used to live down the block from me. So, you know, I got close bonds with people in this shop here, man. This is what we do. This is barbershop talk, man.
He used to beat you?
Stop that. Come on, man. We talking crazy.
Said that real quick.
We talking
He used
crazy.
to beat you.
Come on, man. Let's
Done deal.
So you beat him in front of his own crib. That's
Of
what
course. Am I light? No. You can tell.
Light skin.
Wait.
It's obvious, you know it?
What are you talking about? Why the light skins don't can't play ball?
No, he can't beat me though.
Oh, that's a whole different story.
I had a conversation with Drew, and Drew said one criticism that he has of New York barbers is that a lot of these barbers don't know how to cut multiple styles of hair.
Absolutely.
Am I capping or am I telling the truth right now?
I'm telling you.
You
You're talking
not
a lot of truth.
Now, that's true.
Wait.
I'm gonna break it down.
So
I'm breaking down a lot, Mike. Let me
my
break it
boy
down.
Drew started in New York.
Break it down, Mike.
Hold on 1 second. My boy Drew started in New York
Yeah.
and started cutting hair in Colorado and Miami, Florida as well. And he's learned to cut white people hair, Spanish people hair, black people hair.
Right.
He's saying that abroad or other states, you get to build your skills a bit more.
Okay.
And that's his criticism of New York barbers.
Alright.
Drew, you got any follow up to that?
So here's my thing,
Go ahead.
and I say it just like this because it's no disrespect to like Mike or anybody, but the reality is this: in New York, there's so many barbershops, and
Right.
people are very,
Mad
very
barbershops.
particular.
Right.
And again, there's barbershops all over the place in every state. But the thing is that, like in Florida, you have no choice but to cut somebody
It's
who you
combined.
don't eat. It's just
Right.
plain and simple.
Right.
In New York, you have the option like, yo, I don't do scissors, you
Right.
can go to the next guy.
Let me go to the Russian
But then
shop,
guess what?
or the Spanish
Exactly. Because then, you know what? Okay, you can turn that one person down. Somebody gonna come back in like 5 minutes. He'll get that another cut and make that
I got a
$20,
story to tell
$25.
Exactly.
You know?
Most
So it's easy.
That's facts.
It's-
It's demographic.
Nah, I'm gonna tell the story.
New York, hold on, my fault. New York is more, we have neighborhoods. We have Italian neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, Spanish neighborhoods. So you'll find barbershops in those specific neighborhoods that cater to that
But my
demographic.
question is to that, right? This is a question for you and Mike. Why do New York barbers not have that motivation or drive to want to learn other styles?
Oh, that's a lot.
Why do they stick to the?
I disagree with that.
But it just seems that way. As a person that gets his hair cut, I'm in New York. I'm a black person.
Bro,
I go to
I
university.
tried braiding hair.
Okay.
I wanted to do microblading.
I thought the units, all types of crazy shit.
But that's a whole different other story.
Well, whatever.
But when you got certain type of when you got certain type of clientele, you got certain type of neighborhood. There's not a lot of people that come to the shop having his hair. It's like a lot. I'm talking about maybe 1%, bro.
Well, Mike, let me ask you a better question. Right? You're making a career out of this, right? You're making good bread. Now, what's your 3 to 5 year plan with barbering?
Shops.
Okay, so you want to own your own shop, right? Shops. But if you own your own shops, you're gonna have multiple neighborhoods. You might have some white people coming through, Spanish people coming through. You're gonna have different styles of hair coming through. So you yourself, as the owner of these shops, You might want to learn how to cut these multiple styles of hair as well, right?
Owner.
He don't have to, bro. He an owner.
But why not have that skill set though?
I have somebody working for me that has this.
He got barbers in the shop that are proficient in that skill.
I understand what you're saying,
Right?
because when I was in high school,
But the same, I'm not gonna lie. Like I told Drew, I hate scissor and haircut. I hate the scissor and comb. I could do the comb, clip over comb. I hate the wet or tedious.
I feel you.
Don't want it.
I feel you, but you can hate it. But if you try something in practice, you might actually be nicer at that.
And then I tried to practice in design. I tried to practice all that. I excelled in that. I don't want it.
Gotcha. One second.
Yeah.
He's about to say something real quick.
nah, this is way before I even started coming to the shop. Because my best friend actually put me up to the shop when he was in high school. He used to come get his hair cut from this guy named O. But this is I think I was in high school. I think I was in 10th grade, and like you said, like my hair is different compared to I don't have curly hair. So I went to this barber right on Farmers. I shit you not. He fucked my hairline and fucked everything up, right? And I told my pops, I'm like, yo, I was dead tight. I was crying. I was like, yo, I'm not going to school tomorrow.
Yo.
I dead cried. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to school. My dad was drunk, and he tried to fix it. The nigga made it worse. Nigga, I had to go to the class. I had to go to the principal office to get a. I had to get a note to approve to wear a hoodie. Like, yo, do you know how embarrassing that was, bro? And some nigga took my hood off the gym. Like, look at this nigga shit, bro. Nigga,
I ain't gonna lie. I would've cut your ass.
He got scarred, bro.
Yeah,
He got scarred.
And I seen that nigga, bro. I seen him the other day playing ball, bro. The barber, I did not dap him.
You did not doubt
Yeah,
it?
no.
Damn, that should stick with you for life,
Yeah,
huh?
bro, I was permanently scarred.
Yo, we are important, bro. We
Bro,
just
you gotta have something to do that.
I'm going to
that
Palm
little
King
girl,
because of
anything.
him. I mean, I won it because I was that nigga too.
Respectfully.
But I won Palm King. Nah, I won Palm King because I had a nice cut and shit like
Let's
that.
go,
You know
Mike.
what I'm saying?
Let's go, Mike. Let's go, Mike.
I got something to say real quick. It's like you told me a story recently that you went to a barber and they charged you ridiculous money for a shitty ass haircut.
Yo,
You
you
got
want
nothing about
me to
that?
tell the story?
Yes, please.
Alright, y'all. Yo, it's story time with DSD Major, man. It's the Who's Man Since podcast.
You gonna get a haircut.
Guys, yeah, I mean, if he's not bullshit, we got blurry fades. Blurry fades in the building. Blurry fades. Mike, shout out the name of the shop real quick.
It's torn, huh?
Shout out the name of the shop real quick for the people so they know.
St. Albans Professionals, 11230 Francis Lewis Boulevard.
Where you know it?
It's Queens Village.
See my name and shit?
See it?
I don't mind it right here.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. Yo, KK, real quick before I jump into my story, let the people know where you cut at, bro.
Yo, I cut at the fake game. 112-21 guy on board. Come check me, man, every day except Sundays, you heard?
Queens. Alright, bet. So,
Drew?
You're next.
You take Sundays off?
Yeah, I take Sundays in a
Well,
month.
Drew, shout out to the shop. We know you blurry fades, but shout out to the shop where you at in Texas.
He said in
I
Texas.
said Texas, my bad.
West Palm Beach, Florida. It's Blurry Fades. I'm in the Royal Palm location, but we also have another 2 locations as well in West Palm itself on Palm Beach Lakes, and then we also have another location in Lakewood, Florida on Military and 10th.
That's shout outs. Yeah, KK trying to kill me, bro. You gotta loosen this shit up.
Yo, Major, I got another question.
Alright.
For the barbers that's in here today, the question I have is,
Just give you a little
what are
shit.
your pet peeves when it's cutting your customers? Drew, you first.
Say it again.
Oh, there's a lot.
What's the barber's
There's a
pet
lot.
peeves
Yeah,
when he's cutting his customers?
Can I tell you a funny one?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yo,
Just a tape up, bro.
you want a tape? I was just gonna give you a shape.
Bro, a tape.
Skin tape?
Bro,
What
y'all
tape?
hear what I'm saying, right? I'm giving this nigga clear cut instructions, bro.
Yo, let me hear what y'all saying, bro. He ain't gotta give me none.
I'm gonna tell you shit right now. He's asking for the impossible. Do you see
Bro.
the hairline?
Yo, tape up. The size.
That's what they are doing.
There's nothing to tape up, nigga.
Bro, the size, make it look like it connect. Don't take the level
Connect to
down.
what?
Wi-Fi?
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen
It's
to
gonna
the
be a
word.
long
Make
night.
it look like it
Long
connect.
ass night.
Alright? But don't cut it down. Let the shit grow out. Make it look like it connects.
Also, you want me to do the beard as well?
That's what I said. And tape up. Don't cut my head down. I'm doing it.
Pet peeves? Let me tell you something, clients.
That's a pet peeve.
I'm gonna tell
Don't
you.
freestyle.
Hey,
Don't
I'm
freestyle.
gonna tell you something.
Hey,
Yo, when I'm shaping you up, when I'm leaning you back, don't look in my eyes, bro.
Yo, no funny shit.
Don't look in my eyes.
Yo. No fun. Alright, before I get into my story, no funny shit. Yo, when a barber's cutting me and he go like this with my chin, first of all, don't do your finger with my chin. Don't do that. I'm not your girlfriend. Don't do that.
Don't look in my face, bro.
Look
Look away.
Yo, then when when he leaned back the chair and he leaning over, he cut my face. Yo, bro, I did it go like this. I go. Yo, my eyes be all over the place. Not to look this nigga in his eye. I close my eyes. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to sleep.
You never look at
Yo, don't ever look that nigga in his eye.
Don't you ever look me in the eye.
Yo, that shit is too intimate.
That's automatic.
That's an intimate moment, bro. No. So anyway, let me get back to my story time. The DSD Major. Thank you. So, about a month ago, Newark, New Jersey, I went to this Portuguese spot.
Wait, so you get a haircut since a month?
Did I get another haircut? I don't think so. Probably a month. Yeah, probably a month. So,
Shit not that bad.
thank you, bro. So I went into this Portuguese spot. The owner there, the lead barber, he's like, yo, my man's right here's gonna cut you. Strike number one, it's my fault. It's my fault. He didn't speak no English. That's strike number one on me. I'll take that. I'll eat that one.
Wait, hold on. Let's just
Why
take
you
a step
say
back first, right?
Hold on,
Because
Mike.
y'all know what y'all going into before y'all walk in the shop, right?
Yo, Mike, hold on. You gonna get to break down the story after. Hold on.
Alright, go ahead.
Bet. So he said, my son gonna cut you. I said, all right. Son don't speak no English. I'm telling you, I want to tape up. Blase. You're not taking no hair off. Nothing, right? Cool. So he don't speak no English. Lead barber translates. Speaking of Portuguese, blah, 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 blah. He tells him, the dude cut me. He gives me a tape up. My goatee, I tell him, yo, line the stash, connect it, so make it look nice and neat, man. I need to look good on it. He doesn't make my shit crispy at all. I'm not complaining, man. I just want to get out of here.
I'm sorry.
I get out the chair.
That's crazy.
Yo, listen, check this out. I get out the chair, the nigga tell me, yo, it's $35 for the tape up. Listen to this though. I know I'm not bugging.
Nothing off the top.
Yo, nothing off the top. Man.
Just the tape up.
Nothing off the top. Yo, the nigga tell me $35. Yo, I look at him and I go, for what? For what? I go to the lead barber because he don't really speak English like that. I said, my dude, yo, son is telling me it's $35 for this tape up right here. I'm like, is that the price? He's like, yeah, that's $35. I said, for what? I said, yo, my shit is not even crispy. I told him, look at my hair. Would you pay $35 for this? Crickets. No response.
You know exactly.
Man, I paid this nigga $35 exact, no tip. I don't give a fuck. So I left. I was mad as hell, yo. I was mad for the rest of the day. The rest of the week, I made an Instagram story about it. People thought it was hilarious. But I was very frustrated, man. I was very frustrated. And I don't believe I should pay $35 for bullshit.
Right in the 20s.
You know what? Now my story brings up an interesting conversation. But before I go to the next thing, Mike, what you wanted to say about the story? What you had something to say?
Now I was saying how your barber's not available, right?
Facts.
Okay, so you already know that you're in deep waters by you going into uncharted territory, right?
I'm not gonna co-sign and say yeah, but okay.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Everybody
is gonna say yes.
But nah, Mike, if you a barber with a license, you need to know how to cut hair, bro. No matter if you my main barber or not.
Bro, you know how many people just be like, yo, I want to be a barber because these niggas get money?
But Mike, I
Yes.
only go to
They don't know how
niggas with plaques though. With plaques on the wall. If you got a plaque on the wall, I'm gonna trust you to some degree.
Alright, granted, I ain't had a plaque on my wall the first 5 years I was cutting.
I ain't lying.
And guess what? Them first 5 years, you would have never seen me.
Hey, but you talking about different type of clients, right?
Yeah.
You're going to uncharted territory, like I said.
That's a fact.
It's under your discretion.
At the same
If
time,
you
though,
walk in the shop and you be like, and you see somebody sitting there, a barber sitting there, and he's not cutting,
no,
are you gonna go to him?
No, I think it's two at the same time.
Wait, no, answer my question. Are you gonna go to him?
Wait, also, but answer that question though before you.
Are you gonna go to him?
Who?
The barber that's not cutting nobody.
Yeah, if he's available, sure. If it depends on the situation.
That's your fault.
That depends on the situation. If I don't know
That's
that,
your
sure.
fault though.
But Mike, you have been that barber before too. Every barber's been that barber that ain't had nobody in the chair.
Okay, and everybody be like, I'm away. Right? Because
Especially if the shop cutting and you sitting there, bro. Something, you know what I mean?
I disagree.
as a client discretion.
I have to disagree with
Also, talk to us, man.
That's my opinion.
Why you disagree with that?
I disagree because the fact is, the barber I'm getting cut with now, not you, Drew, but the one I'm usually accustomed to, he was sitting down. He didn't get no clientele. He was building up his clientele. One of the best barbers now in Baldwin for the past.
Talk about G?
Yeah, talk about G.
Yo, shout out to G, yo. Shout out to Gaspari and Baldwin, yo. Gaspari, man, we love you, bro.
Absolutely.
In Baldwin,
Right there.
Hey,
right
what's
there.
the shop?
in what's the new spot?
Not New Lifestyle, right?
Nah, that was like he left it.
Shout out to Lifestyle. Yo, GB finessing my cut every time. Never fail.
Facts.
Never fail, bro.
But yo, back to my question real quick.
Yeah.
So yo, starting with you. If we're actually talking about your clientele, what are your pet peeves when it comes to actually cutting somebody?
Number one,
The
fucking elbow.
Yep, like yours, because you're about to hit me in my nuts.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate
You said the elbow?
The elbow.
Yep.
Yo, I can't help it, bro.
Damn
My
elbow.
arms on the chair.
You can't help it. It's called.
Yo, what nigga sits with his arms tucked, bro?
Right?
Yo, shit.
When I tell you to.
Nah,
Wow.
I just be on some. Yeah, I move out the way. Y'all just don't care. That's number one. Number two, y'all looking at the TV while we trying to cut your hair.
That part.
Like you trying to get a haircut, or you trying to watch TV?
I'll be watching this shit.
And niggas like, yo.
Yo, but that's your fault. Why you putting a good ass movie on, nigga, when you cut my head?
Exactly.
Take that shit off.
I'm gonna
You
remember.
gonna put the NBA finals on when you trying to line my shit? I'm
That's
gonna
a
look.
fact. That's a fact. Can't miss
You
anything.
better cut around me watching the game.
My left
Quiet.
hand fine.
Quiet.
They start talking.
Well,
Yo, let me. I wanna ask.
it's not NBA season. It's NFL season.
No man, I got a question though. Yo, Drew.
Yeah.
So I was complaining about the pricing of the cut.
Yeah.
Let's talk about price differential between New York and Florida.
I don't talk.
Shit.
Give us more insight on that.
Well, I haven't cut up here in years. The last time I was cutting up here was early
Talk a little louder. Talk a little louder for people.
Oh, last time I was cutting up here was like early 2000s. So I don't know what the prices are now, but I know in South Florida, base cut in my shop is 25. With a beard, it's 30. Thing with my clients, because I cut all type of clients. I get black people, Spanish, Arabs, you name it, we get it over there. Thing is like when you finesse their cut and they like what you do, if like I don't know how y'all get tipped over here, but like if my cut is 25, I'm getting the extra 25 on top of it, so it becomes a $50 cut. And you know, and honestly, I make sure that when they come to me, it's gonna be a $50-$100 cut every time, and then I get tipped like it too. So
Wait, you said you get $25 tip?
yeah.
No, I'm fucking with you.
I'm about to say, I always slap high five.
Yo, Mike,
Slap 10 that nigga here.
Mike and KK, price differential for New York. Talk to us.
Alright, so
Expensive.
mine is already
What's a
tops 30, 34.
what's a base cut for you though, KK?
As far as the list, well, the cut is 30 already in my shop, and
That's including the beard or not?
no, not at all.
Wow.
And I be doing hot towels, all types of extra commodities.
You seem like
You one of them niggas that be rubbing eczema on niggas' faces. and
Bro,
shit.
listen, I gotta do what I got to do. But people ask for it, you understand? It's not me forcing it on it to try to get an extra tip. It's certain things, certain specials that I have that keep my clients coming back, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what's funny, yo?
Right.
Yo, shout out to my boy Keith, because Keith's gonna appreciate this. Y'all did pet peeves for barbers. Yo, JJ, and my boy, what's your name again, bro? Chaz. Let's do pet peeves for customers. Chaz, you first.
What's my pet peeve?
Yeah, when you going to get a cut, what's your pet peeve?
Say like you know how every day has like we have our
Clippers see that.
no, of course every day
Watch them
yeah.
out.
You know I mean I never really experienced it here because Mike be focused, but like before I started coming here, I used to hate when barbers couldn't stay on task. Like say they're cutting your hair and then a conversation come up and he get mad animated and he walk away. He's like, nigga, I got to go. Or it's just certain shit like that. That's the only thing.
Never go to a distracted barber when you gotta go to work, son.
Yeah.
Yo, you will be 45 minutes late.
That's a
That's my one thing I can't. I'm focused.
he always stay locked in.
I can't even talk. As a barber, you're supposed to like have a conversation. I engage, but when I'm focused,
Right, television.
Yo,
I hate when barbers answer the phone too while you get a
well,
call.
that's fucking annoying.
Man, that's old school shit. If you still doing that, man, you don't care about your pockets, bro.
I ain't
I'm
talking about
yo.
customers answering the phone while we shaping up your mustache.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, that's
I'm not talking about your
No, that's
hairline. I'm
goofy,
talking about
that's
your mustache.
Yeah, that's goofy.
All right then.
I'm agree with you. I never did that. I'm gonna say this though. My number one pet peeve. Can I say it to you? You like Ezekiel,
Bro, you don't know what's happening, bro.
Yo, I'll tell you about my chin, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, nah, okay. So my number,
I touch my face.
yo, yeah. Watch how you touch my face.
You got sensitive chin or something?
Yo, nah,
What's
chill.
that shit?
So my number one pet
Y'all
peeve,
remember
yo.
that shit from fucking?
No.
Yo, So my number one pet peeve is when you tell a barber what cut you want to get, and they say, nah, I think this is better. They start freestyle. Yo, don't tell me your opinion, yo.
Right.
I didn't ask you for your opinion. All right?
Yeah, because they cut
Yo,
you want. They want you
kind of
to.
gotta object to that.
No, don't wait. Hold on. Before you object. Before you object. Before you object, though.
Or is the customer
Bro,
paying?
Hold on.
I'm paying. I'm the
Right.
customer, so I'm paying.
Right.
If I tell you I want dark Caesar, don't tell
Yo,
me I
if
like
you want
Caesar.
SpongeBob, if you want SpongeBob,
If I say I want you to, Mike, no, KK.
I know he's lying.
Listen, if I say I want you to dab glitter on my forehead, don't tell me, yo, it look better without.
Watch
Don't
this
tell me
right
that.
now. This is what people do. You heard? Yo, barber. Yo, I want this cut right here, just like this
I'm
bottle.
not talking about that though.
But that's what a lot of
that's
motherfuckers
not
do,
what
bro.
I'm changing the subject. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, nigga, you call me.
You never had that? Yo, I want this cut, bro.
And
then
I'm
you
like,
say, yo, this my
then
nigga.
that's when the consultation comes in, like, bro, you don't have to
You
say
just shake me
yeah,
with the
you don't have
content.
to texture or none of that. What you talking about?
You know,
But nah, but yo, that's my number one. But don't freestyle, please. Please don't free. And don't give me something different than what I told you. And when
You're
it's done, be like,
paying
yeah,
I'm
oh,
gonna
I
give
think
you
it's
exactly-
better.
I gotta disagree because again, with my barber, and shout out to Sparrow, he is one of the best. I trust him to a degree. I'm like, yo, you wanna do the same thing you've been doing for the past like year?
Yeah, but G is different. G, we got that relationship with G. That's different.
Well, again, I can't say to all barbers though. The barbers have that touch, and they recommend something. And yo, I had a couple of different hairstyles, and I love them.
No, of course. There'll be some times you be like, yo,
So
I'll
look.
be like, yo, Chad, be like, yo, Mike, what you think I should get? I be like, you know what? You gotta shape up last week. Let's fade you out this time.
Yeah, you good.
Yes.
It look like you need a little fade or whatever.
Yeah.
But Mike, that's a little different though, because
What?
majority
like, yo.
majority of barbers and clientele don't have that relationship. Majority. That's a rarity, son. And you really bond with your barber that way
Shit came off my neck.
that your barber can make a suggestion and you follow it.
Nah.
That's not the norm. You feel me? But Drew, you objected. Please elaborate.
So my biggest thing is, whenever I'm cutting somebody's hair at the beginning for the consultation, I gotta go ahead and ask you how you want your cut. Now, there are some people who want some type of cuts that, because at the end of the day, you represent me when I'm cutting.
Right.
You represent my work.
Right.
And for instance, there'd be some people who got like the biggest dents in their head now. It's based off of the way your skull is, your head shape is. There's some people that haircut really does not go
No, that's facts.
and it makes it look uneven. It makes it look in a way that it is not presentable to the eye. That's when you actually have to sit there and not even freestyle it, but give them the option and tell them what you could do different because of what's there. So you have to be able to go ahead and elaborate your position on it without them feeling offended, but also to go ahead and make sure that because like for instance, my shop, the reason why it's called blurry fades is because the idea of a blurry fade is to completely have no lines, for it to be blurred out.
Like a cloud.
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't want to see any sort of lines. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was just at Queen Center Mall today. I can't tell you how many badass haircuts I saw today. It pissed me
I mean,
off.
nigga, you was in Queen Center Mall.
Right.
I was dead just
You know what I mean?
there. What you talking about, man?
Come on, bro. You know.
And I saw some really
Queen Center
ugly
Mall, bro.
haircuts.
I was
It's like,
dead just
it's
there.
like going to
Alright,
King,
come on.
it's like going to King's
Okay.
Plaza. I'm from Brooklyn. It's like going to King's Plaza.
I'm good.
You're gonna see 50 bad haircuts. Cause niggas don't give a damn. They just going anywhere.
Yo, and you know the crazy part?
One good one. So
Everybody became a barber within like the last 10 years, 2 years.
hard, bro.
Everybody.
Niggas be watching YouTube tutorials and thinking they can do
Alright,
everything.
but you can't get mad because.
That's why you can't talk to no shorty that thinks she could cook. She watched 3 YouTube videos and try to make you roast the pasta. Get the fuck out of here, man. Try to kill me? Nah.
That's true. Like rapping too, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's everybody now.
That's why I stopped rapping.
Yeah, I fucked up today, so I ain't gonna even talk about rap. I look like one of
I'm
the
not
girls like
fucking
that.
face, goddamn.
I'm
blocking it
I'm
in.
hosting it. Yo, this nigga called me
I
mad
am.
rough. Yo, y'all. So right now, KK called me mad rough, man.
Yo, Sonny, I have a question for you.
What's up, big bro?
Question. Well, how are you when it comes to the kids that you've seen grow now? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you ever feel like, you're almost like an important figure to like after a while? They sometimes like, give you this trust over the years?
Of course. That starts with the parents at first. Especially, if the parents are comfortable with you, they're gonna bring their children back to you. No matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause the kid can love your energy, but if the parents don't love your cuts, then I mean, it's clip for you. So it's not only gaining a relationship with the child, because you start cutting a kid, bro. You may have him for 20, like you said earlier. You may have him for 10 years, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But that starts with the parenthood. You know what I'm saying? If they like you, then
Yo, also, I got a question for the barbers here, man. On the barbers here, what's the toughest challenge you face? What's the toughest challenge you face with barbering?
Florida, the thing is that some of the most known barbers are in South Florida. So the best industry barbers, like again, the shop owner that I work for, Mark, I really don't see too many people cut like him. There's another guy out there called Yandy Blends. That dude is nice, and he cuts some of the Miami Dolphins. He gets a lot of famous people to go to him too. Another guy named Bobby Barber, he cuts all the reggaeton artists out there. Nicky Jam, all of these dudes. So
Nicky Jam.
yeah, bro, and no lie, like those dudes are nice. The competition is crazy, so you have to be able to be just as good. It's keeping up with the people that are able to do that, but like luckily a lot of those guys are very humble and they give off trades and they give off secrets for the trade, so it's like they don't keep everything in. So you just gotta be really humble with people and you just gotta learn. That's the biggest thing. You gotta keep an open mind to learning everything. Building that clientele is not easy, and just like Mike said, you want to take your time to do that. You definitely want to be as precise as possible. You don't want that person to come out that chair. That's why another thing here in New York, everybody wants their haircut done in like 20 minutes. I don't know how
That's never happened. Your minimum is standing from 45 minutes to an hour. Easy.
Boom.
Then Dominican barbershops, they be trying to get you in and out 20 minutes, and then that thing be crooked as hell.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
Customers looking at you like, when is he gonna hurry up?
Right.
This right here.
But
This right here.
hand in hand though. If you take longer, you fuck up, then my nigga.
But you know what's crazy? I'm like, here's my response to that. Would you want me to rush your cut if somebody else is in your position? All right then. It's a revolving door.
One thing I want to say about barbers, I want to give them their credit too. Barbers stand up all day, man. They on their feet. Yo, I've seen it with barbers where clients are coming in, and they don't even get a chance to eat, bro.
Yes.
Like it's rough, man.
Wait, hold on. I have a story.
Go ahead, man.
This is before the appointments were all like. It was a Sunday morning. I swear I had like, no lie, like at least 8-9 clients waiting. Right?
You the alcohol?
Client comes in, bro. Client comes in the shop, right? He's like, yo, Mike, how much you got? I'm like, yo, bro, you number 8. He's like, I bet. He goes get food. I seen him eat in front of me, cutting. He was still eating one by the time I was done, right? I'm like, I bet. Yo, I'm gonna go get food. Go get food, get a sandwich, come right back. I'm eating. Yo, he had the audacity to ask me, say, yo, can you stop eating and cut me?
No, he's crazy.
I looked at him, mouth full of food. I was right back down, my food kept on eating. I said, bro, you're not serious. You just ate in front of me. I ain't eat that. Now you gonna tell me to stop eating to cut you? I said, hold on. Took a whole 30 minutes just to eat that thing, right?
Okay, we're examining JJ's cut. Also,
I think that's you got a duster. Let's dust them off for a little fast, bro.
you taking anything off the top or not?
Yeah, I'm just doing the fade first. The fade is the part that you concentrate on first before the up top part.
Oh, this is looking
School me, please.
That's the most tedious part of the cut. This is looking like a perfect blend right now. It's looking like a beautiful blend.
Yo, turn your head a little more. Turn your head to the camera.
You ever saw the lady in the trend? I look like a lady right now.
Yeah, this is looking like a beautiful. You can see how he blends it from skin. What do you have on it right here?
Up top, I actually just went thin here, took it out, just to kind of get it to fall right in, even it's seamless. So you see from stubble, going straight to a little bit more hair to the thickness, and this is what we call a blurry fade. Blurry fade is where you have complete skin to stubble to hair.
Yo, Drew. Question: what's your 5-year plan?
Honestly, working hard as I'm already doing, and just continuing to build myself in all parts of the industry, including working for companies, trying to go ahead and just build myself, and then eventually being a part of Blurry Fades in a bigger way. You know, hopefully I can build into the franchise because he wants to expand. So save up my money, build up from there, just continue it.
So I see you give a lot of support, a lot of love to Blurry Fades. Do you see yourself owning your own shops and maybe starting your own brand?
Honestly, with that, you gotta understand, Branding is something that I'm already working on for my own self, but there's a way for you to brand yourself and still incorporate yourself into something as well. You can go ahead and be your own brand, but then also still represent something else. And representing Blurry Phase, because we also do a lot of stuff for the community. We're a part of a lot of things. I help out. I do free cuts for the homeless. So I'm out there doing a lot. So that's something I want to continue to do, and doing that with Blurry Phase isn't something I will ever say no to.
I can respect that.
That's a blessing. Respect that.
You gonna do it.
KK, talk to us, man. I know. Mike said he plans to own a few shops. What's your 5-year plan? How do you see yourself at?
Honestly, truth be told, every barber, that's in every barber's. If you want to be an entrepreneur, bro, and successful in this career, that's the best way to go. I have the same admirations and dreams, bro. I have my own shop, or shops too,
Plural.
so plural. So right now, that's my main focus, bro.
You plan to expand outside of New York?
Yes. I don't know how long I'm staying in New York, honestly. New York is beautiful for me right now. It's working out for me financially, but at the same time, man,
I will always have a shop in New York.
I think
you
New York
will
will
always
be
have a shop in New York?
money-wise,
Yeah,
right?
money-wise. Well, Mike, same question for you. You thinking about expanding outside of New York as well? Shit. Yeah,
Yes, as far as New York, rent is expensive. But
bro. Yo, that comb, bro.
we gonna pay, right?
That shit.
Why you gonna pay?
Say that again, Mike?
That comb look like it got big the fuck up.
Yo, this nigga trying to
Yo,
stop me,
listen,
son.
I'm not in my shop. I found a comb and I'm working it, bro.
Motherfucker, damn.
Let me get that shit.
KK.
Yo, bro,
This nigga is calling me.
Bro.
Oh, bro.
Y'all got a taper comb?
Bro. Nigga, you doing that like you doing a tricep workout, nigga.
Bro.
My hand right here, baby.
So I got a question. Maybe more in detail on the 5-year plan and like that. Let's go more into actually in detail.
Alright.
All three have your shops. What would you add in a shop that usually you don't see most of the time? For example, if I had a shop, I would love to have a little bar.
Would you?
here's the thing.
Alright, but you're talking about different clientele.
Yeah.
You gotta serve demographics. All you gotta look at demographics with the barbershop. Where you at, the location, what type of people there, is it white, black, Spanish, whatever. You can't just go in there, alright, I'm gonna put this $1 million shop in here with ace of spades, more whack. But you gotta get a cut.
I guess.
And get this.
So now I'm asking you, if you have your shop, right?
I'm talking about a shop in Dubai.
No, I'm talking about a shop here that you know of, right? If you have your own shop, you already got what you need when it comes to community, because you are set and you know the community itself. What will you add into it to make yourself stand out than usual?
Well, I do the facials,
Hey,
microwaves, get into women's stuff, get into.
Massage, maybe a massage thing on the side.
What about the units?
I haven't seen now you got me thinking, because let's say you do put a massage thing with it, or female.
Licensing is facing a lot of places.
Number one, then you got people that don't like being around barbers. So you don't like females that be like being around barbers. You know what I'm saying? And getting their hair done. Because there's a lot of unisex shops, but they don't like being around men while they get their hair done. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Men want to get their hair done first before they be around a female, right? It's the same thing.
Follow-up question, Mike. As far as cutting females, do you cut females? How you feel about that?
Yeah, why not?
Is it harder, easier? What's the experience with it?
As far as what?
Cutting females.
I mean, they're not harder. I mean, it's just harder as far as explaining to them, like, yo, your hair is not gonna look like this picture that you want. You're just cutting your permed out hair that you have.
Listen. Those pictures came from a haircut, so y'all niggas can cut.
Okay, what you talking about?
Even with females, it takes a certain skill.
You're talking about a female looking at a man's haircut when they never had that hairstyle.
No, I'm not talking about that. Female
Well,
cut
that's
hair.
No, you also gotta remember this.
Texture,
Hair texture, hair density.
Everything, bro.
You can't use the same guards.
Drew, say that again. The two major things.
Hair texture, hair density. Female hair is a lot lighter.
Yup.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
You know,
Men's
there's a
hair
lot
is
of females.
so you cannot go ahead the same way I'm fading him. I can't do that on the
The way it is.
female.
The
I
high,
cannot.
you gotta start with a higher, right?
Not at all.
You try low.
You won't Zeke them.
You are low,
He
low.
gonna come back to you for sure.
ain't coming back.
Fuck out of here.
Wait, my shit done?
Yeah, just
Alright,
get this shit
man.
up in the dog tank, bro.
Yeah, that was cologne.
This nigga's... No, that was
Yo,
shit.
I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared, y'all.
No.
You look like shit, like.
Hold on, I'm about to look in the mirror on camera. Y'all gonna see my real reaction.
I smell cologne.
What cologne you got over here?
You spray something? You
Oh,
only
I-
spray this?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
What is this?
Yo, chill.
Yo, Drew.
Yo.
What is this, man?
Nah, stop the press, stop the press, man.
Trade.
Come on, camera.
Yo, nobody fucks with them, like.
Listen, I work in the barbershop, cleaning this next to God.
Yo, guys, I just want to point out
another thing, man. Y'all gotta keep
Mike been on his feet all day, man. Since 9 o'clock, he been cutting hair.
Y'all been on my feet since 8 o'clock. You told my 7 o'clock this morning.
Okay, you too,
Goddamn.
nigga. You too. Goddamn, you too.
We need 2 volunteers to suck their toes real quick. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, stop.
Yeah, volunteer.
What the fuck?
I'm just saying.
No money.
Sucking who?
No money. Bro,
What?
bro, get your hands.
Keep that shit to yourself.
Strike one?
Podcast done? Huh?
Yeah.
Flag?
Yeah.
Strike what?
Boom.
Press on foul?
Can we get back to the barber?
Tech, nigga.
Yes, please.
You put a part in
Something like.
That shit is something like.
Yo,
That shit is
let
sharp as hell.
Let the camera see that real quick, bro.
Oh, they want to see this?
Oh shit.
Gotta kiss him.
Oh, that's what you want to see?
Yo, this nigga got Noah's Ark in his head, boy.
Yo, Mike, nobody's know.
You put one right there too on top. You put that move.
Nah, he gonna let that grow, man. He's like, man.
I ain't gonna lie, look at that line, maybe we'll just ride a bicycle.
Yo, Mike, I feel like you really just like manhandling him real quick. You know what I'm saying?
The chair.
With that
He just
It's a chair.
all he did was spin the
It was a chair. It was a chair.
Yo, Mike, you know.
Look, he says like this.
Mike,
nigga
Mike,
fucking-
just, yo, Mike, I love you, so I'm gonna say this with love. No means no, alright? Just to let you know that right now.
What?
Yo,
Yo, we got a whole different podcast.
Yo, what's
man.
good with your boy?
We got a whole different podcast.
said
that
like
you trying
that's
to
wild.
incorporate in
Yeah.
this shop.
He's doing his solo
I don't feel
numbers.
comfortable with.
You know what I'm saying?
This shit looking
This whole podcast is like B2K. He on Mario. I'm trying to branch off.
So, if you're just tuning in right the fuck now, I don't know why you tuned out, first of all, so go fuck yourself. And welcome back at the same time. Sit down over here. We like you, everything else. We're in another episode of Whose Man's Is This? We getting cut up. Old Soul over here looking like a fresh new nigga. You're welcome. And over there, Major's looking at him. He's okay.
You looking like a fresh,
Looking like
a fresh new nigga.
Yes, I do.
Hey, man. Live your life, bro.
Looking like who did
Yeah,
it?
you keep that. You keep that. You saying, man, you ain't got a part like Chaz though, bro. Your hair, I don't know, bro.
Yo, Uber, you there quiet over there, man. You know what I'm saying? You feel a little,
Uber, you trying to get something off the top too?
I'm good. I got already.
Sit took the hat off and like,
I'm living vicariously through y'all.
Yo, guys, if you haven't checked out Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon episode, you'll get that reference right there. Our producer, director Uber, he came on the set, you know. He took his hat off in front of me. I don't know why he do that on camera. I had to roast him real quick. I like him.
I got a question. Drew, who are your best customers? The one that tipped the best or the one that shows more appreciation?
Appreciation. Honestly,
If you
look,
show tip,
look, reality is this. You can make as much money as you want as a barber. That just depends on how much time you put in. But the reality is that you get some clients that will come in and like, yo, some of them, I ain't gonna lie, like there'll be single moms that, hey, I can't tip the best, but she'll ask me, hey, did you eat something? I'll go buy you a plate of food. And I appreciate that, you know? I don't mind those customers. I don't mind, the same way I'm blessing their child, she'll come back, bring me a plate of food, or just be like, hey, listen, I have food that I cooked, would you like something? I appreciate
Yo,
it.
when a customer says, yo, Mike, I'm going to the store, do you want anything?
Yes. Those
That's
are
like
great.
heaven.
Yeah.
We up here.
But you standing, you're not getting a chance to leave.
What?
That's
That little bottle of water that when you feel the ice cold going into your stomach, but there's no food, no nothing.
Absolutely.
But Mike, that should be barber etiquette. What in general?
But a lot of people don't. Common sense is in common though.
Nah, that's
Bro,
right.
you in a bar, you in a barber shop, bro? I'm going to the store. I'm walking by 10 men. Anybody need something? That's regular common sense, bro. You need something from the store? Like, this should be barber etiquette, man. I feel like you come to a barber shop, you should know the ins and outs of how.
I can't front
I
my
mean,
my
it
barber
works.
because I know Gaspar be on his feet all the time.
Yeah.
I always ask him like, when I come up, like, do you need a minute? Like, you want to sit down and just chill for a little bit and talk?
Yo, talk about the gift you got with Gaspari, man.
It's kind of alright. Well, the gift that I got.
Talk
was-
about appreciation, bro.
Yeah. So, I I was taught by my father, you know, always your barbers and the waitress or the waiter.
Yeah,
always.
Facts.
That being said, obviously, from that time when I was 10 to 12 years old, a good tip back in the day was like what, $2 to $5 maybe, if anything else. So what I tip like $10. That's pretty good, Drew, right? You think so? $10? I do more. Obviously, you know, G's known me for a long time, and me knowing that he's been on his feet a lot, I actually went out for it was like I think an early Christmas present game. I got him like what was it called?
Like the foot massages.
It's a foot massage with water.
It's like a hot tub for your feet.
Yes. It's the best thing for your feet, if anything else. He sent me a video 2 days later using it because he was so appreciative and loved it.
That's a great gift. That's a thoughtful gift.
Yeah, it was.
Christmas.
Still use this.
I call my class now, like, yo, you hear this shit?
It's great.
That's honorable, bro.
Damn, I lost my
That's a big
yeah.
form of gesture, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That make a nigga want to cut your hair extra.
This particular barber he's talking about, I've run him several times too. He's great.
He's awesome.
Like he finesses my shit every single time.
And very health conscious. Very health conscious. When it came to pandemic, he don't play. Mask on, he looks very professional.
He looks. Last topic that I want to address before we kind of like wrap things up here, you know, and unveil the cuts as you guys finish. Is talking about the relationship between the barber and the client. As a barber, Drew, do you seek to have a deeper relationship with your clients? Or you there to like, you know, I'm being a professional, I'm here to do my job, and that's it.
Professionalism, you're always going to be professional. No matter what the situation is, you always stay professional. You always stay true to what you do. You know what? It just so happens that some of my clients I can't actually chill with, but you also got to know how to gauge people. I don't just trust anybody. I don't let just anybody in my life.
Right.
There's a time, like, again, we all grew up together. We all know some of the similar people. I used to trust a lot of people, but there's a reason why those people aren't in my life anymore. Exactly. So for that reason, I keep my distance. I gauge people very much so. I don't trust everybody. So, you know, some clients, they're cool enough that, yeah, outside the shop, hell yeah, I'm definitely sure.
Quote of the day. The best lessons are sometimes not in the best places. Or underrated places, I should say.
Actually,
I like that.
That's one thing. I think another good quote that anybody, and that, you know, because with this pandemic, everything that's happened, this is facts. It's just that no amount of money ever could buy you a second of time.
That's a fact.
That's nice.
KK, how you feel about the barber client relationship? Do you seek something deeper, or you there to be professional? Or you do your job and just make sure you know they get it done?
Honestly, I don't want to steal his word, but it's sacred. It's sacred, bro. This is my career, it's my livelihood, this is what I feed my family with.
Okay.
You coming in the barbershop, you have the money to spend, you know what you're there for. You're there to look good, feel better about yourself, likewise. So I'm gonna make sure I give you that respect, do my job, and you give me the respect as a barber, man. You take care of me, I do the same for you. I have to say the same. The relationship is sacred, bro. And that's top tier.
I can rock with
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Okay. Mike, for you, bro, do you seek that deeper relationship with the client, or you just there to be a professional?
Yeah, like what Drew was saying earlier, it depends who the client is.
Right.
Cause it's not like you gonna just be friends with anybody and everybody. But there are some clients that you gravitate to. Like this guy right here, he was at my gender reveal. You know what I'm saying? Not all my clients are gonna be there. A lot of clients are mad too. Yo, you invited me. It wasn't a baby shower, don't worry. But we had that connection. I during the pandemic, I was going to his house cutting him.
Got my job and everything.
Let me inside the house with he had the baby and all that. That's a different type of relationship. You know what I mean?
That's a different type of trust.
Y'all boys like that.
Exactly.
Well,
Wait a minute.
Wait, what Cleveland say? Barbers are for life, bro.
I hear that. Yo, wait. Is Chaz done?
what's up with the New York side?
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up with the New York side?
Like that.
I'm gonna say this.
Oh God!
I'm gonna say this. The New York cuts are finishing faster right
God!
now. I don't know if that means anything, but Chaz,
Oh, God.
don't dip too far. Come in front of the camera, man.
Get in front of the camera. That's right. Get closer.
Yeah, model in front of the camera, bro.
What's
You know what I'm saying?
Who's your
Show the
barber?
parts
Man.
off. Get out the way real quick.
Get all the cracks and crevices out of it.
It's my
Let's
podcast.
go, Madrid.
It's my podcast.
Still the show, bro.
Yeah.
Still the show,
A
bro.
little side profile.
Get the Gucci slide.
Okay, Gucci slide.
Hey,
I side profile again. Turn this way. Bet. Other way. Let me see the back of the head.
This man about to sign my
Baby,
baby.
I see. Shout outs to Mike Jones for the cut. Drew's almost done. Drew. Mike Jones.
Shout out $40
Yeah, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We basically wrapping things up here, man. You see, I got laced by my boy Kiki, man. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Mike did his thing. Chad's looking great. Drew's got the finesse. JJ.
Almost done.
Who's best in this podcast, man? 22 Stone Productions, man. Blurry Fades in the building. Mike, say the name of your shop again. One more time.
St. Albans Professionals.
You already know. KK, yours.
Yo, the fake game, you already know.
Please give out your IGs, please. Let people know where they can find you.
St. Albans Professionals on that way. Fresh Cut Jones, that's with 2 H's. Hashtag Mike Nasty, the one and only.
Okay.
You know.
Yo, 3 elite _ Sunny the Barber. Come check me. You already.
Me, Blurry Fades Drew.
DSD Major. Also, final words.
Real quick,
AKA.
let me. I'll go say a second right now, real quick. What's it called? Say what you had to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I hate that too.
What's
Pet peeve. Pet peeve.
Pet peeve, bro.
You gotta say something.
That was a
Real
pet
quick.
peeve. You might as well go ahead and boom them up then.
Would you mind? Close out the show from right here. We love y'all. Be safe. All y'all barbers out there, we appreciate you. You guys be safe. And until next time, we love you, alright?
Whose man's is this, man?